Hi everyone, it's the Assyrian priestess with you. I hope this finds you well. In today's reading, I am tuning in to the question of the lady, the vibration of the lady. And the question today is, how can we embody our truest power? How can the collective embody our truest power at this time? So I'm shuffling the Witch's Oracle here. I have Crystal Ball in the shadow and I have Serpent Power. So that's nice. It looks like that you are definitely on a journey of connecting with who you really are in order to achieve something. Whether it's within your everyday life or whether it's something greater, some sort of greater purpose. I'm actually not asking about a greater purpose today. I really feel like embodiment and the lady is, how do we show up for ourselves every day? And that might be through forgiveness. Our first card out. This is Rachelle Charman's crystal reading cards. And the forgiveness card for me is, the first question is, how do we forgive ourselves? Forgive ourselves for all the things we wanted that didn't work out, for all the mistakes we think we made, for whatever it is, for not seeing a situation for what it was. I think a lot of us who are on the self-reflective path do get overly critical with ourselves, and we stew over things, and we always question ourselves first. And I think it's really time, one thing you're really called to do in this next part of your personal embodiment is you've got to forgive yourself first before doubting yourself first. And that's going to help you reclaim your personal power. I also see that there is some inner child stuff here. Second card out, conflict. Third card out, success with communication in the shadow. So perhaps you have actually been in a conflict situation with somebody or within yourself. I'm wondering if it is something you're stewing over, but of course it could be something that's showing up in the world. Now, often when we assert our true power, it can attract negative energy. It can attract those who will kind of want to see us kind of pegged down a notch. So I do see that this conflict will not last very long. And there is some success here for you. And so what can help us attain this success? And we have the Lovers in the shadow. So I don't know if this is a conflict you're having in a love relationship or about a love relationship, something that you're stewing over in your mind. Here we have new beginnings and balance. So an auspicious reading. Let's clarify with a Thoth tarot. I'm going to put new beginnings here because I do really feel it. I feel like another way of interpreting this spread is you coming into your personal embodied power could stress other people out, could create something, a scenario where someone else wants to hold you back. Another scenario could be is that when you do embody your personal power, you actually start telling more people no. You do begin to assert yourself, and instead of that causing or creating conflict, you're able to just end conflict quickly. These all seem like themes for your personal embodiment. So here we have the Princess of Discs, the Ace of Swords, and the Nine of Swords, cruelty, with the Queen of Swords and the Princess of Wands in the shadow. So the Princess of Discs is an accomplished young lady, an accomplished young person, or an early career, or, you know, someone who is in their early stages of accomplishment. So you have finished a stage in your life where you're like, yeah, I think I get that side of things. I think I'm doing pretty well, actually. You're not a master of this thing. You're not a master of your personal embodiment yet, but you have certainly graduated to a level where you know how to invest your energy. Rather, you know that investing your energy into certain things, certain practices, certain mindsets, certain healing modalities do produce rewards. This is the Princess of Discs. This is like the Page of Pentacles, basically. This is also a message from the Queen of Pentacles. So if we think about this on a very metaphysical level, the queen that you're trying to attain, that state of queendom that you are on the path to attaining, is almost like sending you a message through the princess saying you're on your way. Now, you have had to draw your sword around your power. And you're also accomplished in wielding a sword. So wielding a sword is, like, when we think of it literally, one of the first lessons you go through when you are like training in weapons is how to actually carry the weapon. And because a sword is very heavy and it doesn't move the way you think it's going to move. So you have drawn your sword in this scenario related to your personal power. Maybe someone has overstepped a line. Maybe you've just had to assert who you are in the world and people are perceiving it as you drawing your sword. Now, for some reason, this stresses you out at night. And I suspect it's because you're actually not used to saying no and drawing boundaries around yourself. Like, if you have been in your feminine energy, and if you are a feminine, you have probably been very accustomed to, and what's the word I'm looking for? You have been trained and groomed to serve others, to be in service, to please others, to be pleasing, to not be antagonistic, to not say no, to not, to not be a martial artist, basically. And so here I see that part of your attainment is about your boundaries. Because just for some reason in this spread, Ace of Swords on top of the Power Oracle is definitely you drawing your sword and saying, actually, no. But inside of you, you're trembling. Inside of you, you're like, oh, what's this? Is this going to cause destruction? But the answer is no. And so the Nine of Swords, this is the card of Gemini. These are the daggers of the mind, because a Gemini, the beauty of the Gemini mind is that it can create heaven or hell. So here we have the Queen of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the Priestess, with Strength in the Shadow, also known as Lust according to the Thoth deck. Now, I do see that someone will be upset. I definitely see you sitting in your awesome, radiant, magnificent power. Because when the first no is not accepted and not listened to, I see you actually roaring, and it is Leo season, roaring, and here we have a feline. And so your second no will be resounding. And this resounding sort of line in the sand that you draw, or you actually really blossoming into your fiery power, is going to upset others. Maybe you. It's disappointing to have to, like, no one wants to get into an argument. No one wants to get into a fight. But also you have learned through your healing and your boundary creating, especially if you're a feminine, doesn't matter what body you're in, you're learning that saying no and protecting yourself upsets others, but you're going to pay it no mind, the priestess, because your inner knowing tells you everything you need to know about this person. So one thing you're learning about embodying your personal power is that if others see you saying no as an act of war or as an attack, that's them. That's a toxic person, actually. Because think about yourself. If someone says no to you, or if someone disagrees, you don't take it as an act of war, do you? I mean, a very immature person sees it like that. And I think that's the priestess energy here, going, stay in your deep inner mind. Don't get caught up in how things appear. Prince of Wands. Yeah, you're charging forward. I don't see you being affected at all. The priestess is very aloof. She's very cool. Five of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the Two of Cups. Yeah, and we had I'm suspecting this is based on like an interpersonal, intimate relationship. You have a goal and a vision and you're ready to go for it. But the person you're engaging with does not meet you where you're at. And so they're showing up as offended. They're showing up as heartbroken. They're showing up as worried. The Five of Pentacles, they're showing up as not ready. They're showing up as, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough skill. I don't have enough physical stamina. And this might be true. So be patient as well, because you're roaring ahead and your counterpart is actually maybe even struggling with mental health or physical health issues, because Three of Swords and Five of Pentacles together, like that could be someone who actually has an illness. But then again, I see the Ace of Wands sort of saving the day with the Two of Cups in the shadow. So I think your creative push and your creative vibe will save the day and conquer the day. But keep your boundaries strong, right? People need to learn how to show up for you as well, without you just saying yes, 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 yes. So here we have the Hermit, the Universe, and the Strength card. I see that this is actually, it's quite a burden for you. It's a lot of labor. If you're a leader in an organization, if you're the leader in your relationship, if you're the leader in some way, I see you just you need a break and a rest, because being the constant cheerleader and doing the emotional labor is exhausting for you. But I also see you're really good at it and you're up for it as well. So what is the outcome of this dynamic? What will be the outcome? What can the collective expect by their newfound personal power? Because I feel like that's what this is really about. Okay, Ace of Cups, Knight of Wands, Ten of Wands, and Justice. good. You will find the renewal that you seek. And perhaps this is you offering that cup of renewal to your counterpart or to this person you're in conflict with. And then I see them actually maybe coming towards you with some renewed energy as well. But the warning here is it might be too late, because you're actually now at the 10 of Wands. You're like, you know what? I've been doing this for too long all on my own. You finally show up and I'm actually done. But maybe them finally showing up means a balance can be achieved, because your oracle did say new beginnings and balance will be found. Do we remember? We had forgiveness after conflict and success, balance and new beginnings. So keep going, my friends. You're doing a great job. As always, I will leave you with my love and courage until we meet again. Bye for now.